Welcome to the Ashworth Wealth Weekly Market Update. It's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these, so wanted to highlight a couple of things, but primarily what we're going to talk about today is DOGE, the government's efficiency experts. Um, so we all know that governments, love them, hate them, whatever. They're going to try and put their stamp on things. And the most important one right now, or the one of the more visible ones, I guess I can't say important. One of the more visible ones is the Department of Government Efficiency. The Department of Government Efficiency has two primary objectives right now. Excuse me, right now. One is to cut costs, the other is to improve government efficiency. So there's kind of the major ways that they're trying to do that right now is by cutting federal workforce payments or federal workforce wages. They started with a buyout offer that was accepted by about 75,000 employees. After that, they laid off several thousand federal workers who are classified as probationary to try and reduce some of these costs. Look, I'm all about efficiency. I think efficiency is very, very important, and I do personally feel like governments, for the most part, are inefficient, mostly because governments don't have to turn a profit. Their money is going to come in uh, whether they turn a profit or don't, and there's of course no way to turn a profit in government, but point being, businesses have to be profitable, or they fail. They go out of business, and so businesses are going to figure out a way to be profitable one way or the other. They're going to work around government restrictions. They're going to work around difficulties, inefficiencies in the marketplace. They're going to figure that out. Government doesn't really have to do that. So that's what DOGE is trying to figure out: is how do we make this more efficient? Well, this is all notable. One thing to keep in mind is that of the, well, let's see, 6.75 trillion spent by the US government in fiscal year 24, about 388 billion went towards federal employee compensation. Now, that's a lot of money, but it's less than 6% of the outlay of the federal government, as you can see from this graph. The other area that the Department of Government Efficiency is trying to look at, they're looking at potentially pausing grants and aid for state and local governments. This is about 14% of the federal expenditure in fiscal year 24 was towards state and local government aid. Um, which, it does beg the question, why do state and local governments need aid from the federal government? The truth of the matter, though, is that they are, in many cases, reliant on this. So they're looking to put a pause on that, which is a significant amount of money, 14% of total spending. JP Morgan, where we get a lot of this information, says that there might be unintended consequences from doing this. In my opinion, there's always unintended consequences from basically everything that we do. There's certain things it helps, there's certain things that it hurts. You'll see that there are other expenditures like government, or excuse me, defense spending, entitlement spending is where the bulk of expenditures happen. But this just appears to be a start to what DOGE is going to try and accomplish. They're going to try and cut the federal workforce, and they're going to try and cut some of the what they see as superfluous or unnecessary spending. Whether it is or isn't, I'm not really here to say. What I am here to say is that the economy has been pretty resilient through all of the different things that have been happening. There are some, I guess, that kind of signs of nervousness that are out there. We'll just kind of have to see what happens. We did have tariffs that went into effect yesterday for Mexico and Canada. Um, the stock markets have definitely been a little bit skittish over the past few days because of that. There's a lot of just uncertainty that's in the marketplace right now. Now, in the long run, we are, of course, of the opinion that all of that stuff works itself out. Going back to what I was saying before about profits, businesses will figure out a way to be profitable. Now, will they have a year or two where they're not? And will the economy suffer because of it? Sure, like that happens every so often, but it's part of a healthy process. I know people don't like to see their balances be decreased in their investment accounts, but we do have ways of making that efficient. Going back to the word of the day, we do have ways of making that efficient as well, even during the downturns. So talk to us if you have any concerns. We are in the middle of doing spring reviews where we're trying to meet with most of our clients this spring. So if you have specific things that you would like to discuss, please feel free to reach out to us. Um, the economy has been pretty steady for a while. Whether that pulls back a little bit in the near future, of course, I don't know the answer to that any better than any of you or anybody else does. Sometimes people say that we know, but we really don't know. So what we are hopeful for is that some of these efficiencies really do reduce government spending, which I think will be a good thing in the long run. But we're also hopeful that the economy can continue on its steady path. If it doesn't, we have ways of being efficient with your portfolios regardless. So once again, if you have any questions, if you'd like to share this information with anybody that you think it might be beneficial, please feel free to do so. We are grateful for the opportunity that we have to work with each and every one of you. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we will be back in touch soon.